Oh hey, Limbus had to close because they needed to download a patch. Well, great. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmek. This is Limbus Company's new Intervallo Mnestic experience. I've already forgotten the name of the new Intervallo, haven't I? I think it's Mnestic Experience or something along those lines. In the last episode, we actually got into the story, and it turns out that Bamboo-Hatted Kim isn't quite as cool and badass as he always appeared. It's the hat. You are the reason why we made this mistake, Mersault. Okay, what announcement is it? Mnestic Experience, huh? Okay. So yeah, as I was about to go into the stage for this. Oh boy. Oh wow, they managed to pick just the right team, huh? A perfectly tuned team for everyone to be Blade lineage identities. We spent a long while rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but nobody found any decisive evidence. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings, nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the canister containing the film roll Miss Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that can count as proper clue, Executive Manager. I've confirmed that the rest are all empty plastic containers. Then it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager, I will find a way to develop the film. Did you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time, Undo, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But, Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal... Once swung, a sword does not retrace its arc, Angdu. So it is with life, there is no undoing what has already been cut. I feel like this guy is reverse Ibuki Miyoda. Ibuki Miyoda is a case of, I'm a very silly character, but I have moments of wisdom that will catch you off guard. Bamboo-Hatted Kim is a case of, I'm a wise character, but I have moments of silly that catch you off guard. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Or you not dwell on what can no longer be undone. I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Undo. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware you told me as much since long ago, when you were placed in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at eateries where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs, and each time you brought down the stone wall before our house by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kind of things you should never forget. Ugh, ow! My belly, I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This spot, oh, the very wound you once gave me afflicts me yet. The one from when you thought you were only poking me with a scabbard, yet by some cruel turn it was your sword that ran me through. Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But it still aches every now and then, chiefly when I hear your sharp cutting words that I really don't want to hear. Ah, is that so? Undo suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I have written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp cutting words afflicts you so, perhaps reading them instead would cause no suffering. Kim's face began to contort like a wet dish towel being wrung dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Angdu follows so devotedly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Angdu said he had? It's probably for special occasions. Young Angdu, there is a matter I would ask thee. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to the others of whom I serve, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet... I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so unbraced and his bearings so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honour, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect toward the blades of my own and foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my own arms be torn apart, all of these are, undoubtedly, the teachings that my mentor has imparted upon me. Truly! Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourself someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Hangdu gave her prosthetic arm a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, "Besides, unless I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit." Oh, you sneak! Forsooth, thou hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior. She's thinking of Papa. So that's what it was. I get it now. Just as I witnessed the budding of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. People pointed out these are Mersault's gauntlets. We've arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single violator? Crap. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. The same thing happened last time. When I saw the Encore employees, I thought we had the wrong intel. And all of a sudden... a sudden flash blinded my vision white, as though I had stared straight into a burst of searing light so intense and bright that it made my head swim. Yeah, there was the same pop and... With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur, until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Why do I keep leaving Discord running? Ooh. It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Seeing it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Angdu? Though Escort may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched in form, was it, Mentor? Is that right? Looks much the same to me. This place... Did we just get teleported to Escort? No, Dante, though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude, this is... I think I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until just now, but somehow it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms, the natural sheen of light, and even the very air we breathe, all of them point toward a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the fathoms. fathom's made entirely out of distortion. There are completely different distortions where the K employees were just a moment ago, Executive Manager. This is exactly it. This is what I was trying to explain. Oh yeah, this distortion Kunoken. This actually does give me pretty strong thoughts of Schadenfreude. Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their places, figures clad in blood-stained dopa robes were approaching us with dragging, uneasy steps. Alright, let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Angdu? My blade is poised to strike Lady Ezra. And, wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude? I'm afraid he has already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with his Shunokins of Escort twice. Come on, man, not again. He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive Manager. Wherever Kim's gone off to, this definitely isn't a time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, Executive Manager. Men, prepare for battle. Really wishing I had specialty Ishmael here, because one of the big drawbacks of the Blade lineage is that they don't... One of the big drawbacks of the Blade lineage is that they don't have good SP restoration if they can't win any clashes. Dokai Arms! Base offense level and defense level +4. Take less damage. Gain haste on skill use. Gain poise count at turn end. To claim their bones gets the green mark. Does not trigger defense skills, deals extra damage from missing HP. Yeah, that does what we expected to. Lucent Rippling Frame. And she does have her assist defense skills. Encounter start, gain Dokubai Arms. If there's an ally with less than 50% HP, gain an assist defense. On the outside it looks no different from prostheses you find in other nests or backstreets, but apparently this particular prosthetic limb has been created using technology unique to Limbus. I wonder what that could be. Since the development of this prototype was led by the LCD department, I would assume it has something to do with the power of distortions. Oh, that's not to say I have any certainty regarding the matter. That was only a matter of transporting it, you see. It's just a simple speculation, really. In any case, I doubt this is your average prosthetic limb meant for body enhancement. Demon Fire Spine Cleaver. Green caution warning. Gain Mook Workshop Type 2 Blade Draw Thrust Force for all poise. So she's basically legit just a clone of the Ishmael version, except no... Oh wait, no, we have stuff tied to Blade lineage allies. Apply Sword of the Homeplay, Swordplay of the Homeland to self. Hang on. At more than 25 poise, consume 5 poise to gain 3 Mook Workshop. Even the balanced Lucent Rippling Flame. Resentment. Gain attack power up and defense down. Gain 2 haste next turn. Gain 2 attack power up and defense down. Increased by 10 after this unit defeats an enemy regardless of level. Same for allies. But if an ally is defeated, decreased by 5 regardless of their level. And we have our level 75 Ezra buddy. Draws the workshop weapon from dimensional bag. Current weapon, workshop gloves. Next workshop weapon, Nesta workshop hammer. It's a shame that we aren't going to be picking up any... It's a shame that we probably aren't going to be getting any Ezra backup character. Insecurity Mask. Gain attack power down and defense level up. Same for Panic. Decrease after losing a clash. I don't think she's going to lose clashes though. 14 plus 3, 15 plus 1, 21 plus 1, 20 plus 2. I'll block him and keep you safe. Gain assist defense. I'll cover you. Get behind me. Assist defense. Heal SP for all allies, including this unit. Sure, why not? You know what? I'll let you have that free shot because she's using her assist defense.
즐겁겠군. 네 상대는 나야.
She's just having a lot of fun, isn't she? Oh, I didn't look at what these guys actually do. I should check that. SP for everybody! Oh yeah, that background looks absolutely wrong, and to be fair, that's probably the point. Chunokun Incapacitate, Chunokun Bind. We have two types of enemies, it looks like. Hunter's Scouring. Bind times 20% chance to inflict trust. If staggered, effect is inflicted without fail. Fix this unit's speed to 1. Fix base skills coin power to 0. Lose a stack at turn end. If prisoner transport arrangements on the inflictor expires, this effect expires as well. On Clash lose gain head splitting memory, gain bind and turn count clash power up to a maximum of 3. If unit inflicted trust gain transport arrangements. If the trust's effect expires, fix speed to 1. This core commands two sorts of taboo hunters, royal censors and chunokuns. Agents of the royal court. The royal censors generally operate alone, moving undercover to pursue those who dare break the taboo. Chunokuns, much like fix officers, form bands within their own ranks. Once an order or a contract to hunt down a brand is bestowed upon them, each band hunts in its mark in the manner preferred by the band. The hunt for Nobi knows neither honor nor dignity. Deal 5% for every bind on the target. To cover the eyes is not to be blind. These fabrics, created using Q-Core Singularity, are fashioned into many forms such as blindfolds and headbands and are commonly used through the East. It is not unusual to see fixers and employees of corporate entities in the East cover their heads and faces with these products. These fabrics serve the same function as sunglasses, visors, and combat prosthetic eyes found elsewhere in the city. They scan the target's information in real time, augment the wearer's vision, and provide technical analysis. At times they also serve as a means of communication with distant allies. On Clash Wind, for every avulsion wound, that is, gain bleed for every stack, and at max stack gain bleed count. If this unit did not take any critical hit this turn, lose a stack. Interesting. Gain attack power down at turn end. Yuck. If target is staggered, inflict 2 bind next turn. Jumbled memories. Gain offense level up and defense level down. Lose SP on Clash lose, gain SP on Clash win. I guess that opening is just for once. Nesta Workshop Hammer. Atlia Drill Hammer. Screw Atlia, screw Drill. For a moment I misread that as screw this, Atlia Drill. Actually, that's a defense skill. We can throw that away, I think.
된다면 사활을 건다.
You heard her. Spread the impact. Okay, maybe dogpiling isn't the right tactic to use here. Actually, I think you're going to just jump on him.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Good old acupuncture. I say as though it was a good card. I'm pretty sure it is a Library of Ruina card. I'll have to double check, but... Sorry, what I meant was... I'm pretty sure it's a Blade Lineage combat page, but I'm not 100% certain on it, so I'll check when I get around to my recording of Library of Ruina nonsense.
네 상대는 나야.
다음번에는 뵐 수 있겠죠? 흉터의 결과요.
You guys just aren't giving me the roles that I want, huh? $42 to $127. I'll assume that she's gonna get that kill because she's maxed out her stats. Oh, weak to Slash and Wrath, huh? Slash, Pride, and Wrath.
망설임이 없도록.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네. 검주먹 모드.
Thump. They resist sloth and gluttony. So that's kind of her fancy stuff. Here we are, Atlia model. All attack mode, Mark 17. Inflict 2 bleed count, 2 tremor count. Inflict bleed and tremor. Activate the bleed, trigger a tremor burst, then reduce the count of both by 1. Special handmade golden retriever exclusive axe. Oh dear, that's silly. We're up to 5 turns with 3 enemies left, huh?
물러서지 않겠습니다.
Take that!
이 구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
Oh, did she use a guard on a clashable counter? My bad.
망설임이 없도록.
처음으로 숨통이 트였던 순간을 기억하나.
I have to remember that they don't organize themselves in rows with the sinners based on speed, so there's a very good chance that someone might be outrunning our sinners to get this kill. Acceleration punch! As long as she's having fun, right? That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured alert, Angdu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back into its sheath. They're not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted ones reversed them immediately this time around. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events in a way. Let us search for clues which time allows us. Right. You take that side, Angdu. I'll search here. Ezra and Angdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Prithee! Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in the surreal, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. We battled distortions upon our arrival hither, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings change with so sudden a flash. Prithee, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon? Apologies, it would appear I overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location-type distortion. It's basically when a whole space distorts, and since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain space. As for this one, looks like the distortion's already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage, probably? They usually don't get this big, but this one here is almost covering almost an entire street. Then those people... They entered this space and got caught up in it, and our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens to them once they're in? Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon its environment. By that I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it and warps it. Ah man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. Rubbed off on me, I guess. Heh. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we wouldn't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoop these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too? With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in dopo robes. And these are... The glyph emblazoned upon their headbands. Shu bespeaks of propulsion and pursuit. It marks them as Chunokans, functionaries charged with scouring and hunting runaway nobis. You hail from the homeland as we do. I am unsurprised you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being dispossessed of their stations in S-Corps, after all. So it was no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft without fattening S-Corps' coffers are seized forthwith and made nobis of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends afore the brand of Nobi could be impressed upon us. Otherwise... Nobi, the wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power. A vile practice and an excuse of their power-mongering. Nothing more. The so-called taboo hunters of the S Corp operated by much the same anatomy. Does the breaching of taboo summon the hunter, or does the hunter first seize his prey, to therefore after frame the captured with invented transgression? If the powerful so decide to chase a man down, to take possession of his very being and keep him caged, they need only declare that he should bear the lot of a nobi. Such is what S Corp has become today. Okay, I can understand why Blade Lineage Mersault was so angry about that one guy. My mentor too is one of the victims of that accursed practice. Then could it be these people have been sent out to capture your mentor, or Yi Sang? Or me, perhaps, or none of us. You mean to state that they may be conceptual forms of Shunokuns generated by distortion? That is a plausible conjecture. We are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Utis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S Corp and its Shunokuns have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul? The presence of Shunokuns suggests a possible correspondence to Yi Sang's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Cor's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from Bamboo-Hatted Kim or Angdu's memories. Angdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings. But this one, I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. Can't even guess at what this distortion wants either. Oh hey, a pop! The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ugh, if only the team leader was here. Cracking this would have been a piece of cake. And we're back. So this is why you kept asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop. The K Corp employees must have it rough too, getting dragged into distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest darkroom and... Nah, actually, let's first drag that slippery hat-wearing cult back here. Get him talking about the Shunokuns. That's probably our best bet. Every time we take a job, that slacker just slips off without telling anyone. As one part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Huh? What? Boss Clock found something? Yep, I found where Bamboo-Hatted Kim is right now. Is he with it? He must be with Bamboo-Hatted Kim's... Bamboo-Hatted Kim must be with Heathcliff's team.
승부수가 먹혀들었군. 판세는 완벽히 우리에게 있었다. 정착지를 찾을 때까지.
Oh hey, we got first time bonus. Snap. The sound of a hammer driving a nail in. But what precisely is being driven in? The camera waylays the light of a given moment, then nails it onto a rough paper for exhibition. Was the photograph taken as record or a remembrance? Perhaps a photographer's name ought to change depending on which purpose it is made to serve. After all, beams of light nailed down by a hammer, only to be recorded and never remembered, are pitiable things. With imprinted photographs, deadlights scream in despair, burned and blackened. The deadlights, perished screaming where they are nailed, record the smile of someone standing in the photograph. Next time! We're gonna nail down that Bamboo-Hatted Kim to the floor, probably. Till then guys, take care, I'll see you all around.